This presentation is called Working with Extension Advisory Committees, and it is part of a District Fellows project that Christy Whitaker and myself, Carla Kidwell, are working on to help build knowledge around building and working with Extension Advisory Committees. This presentation will cover tips on identifying gaps in your advisory committee membership and building the membership of advisory committees. The Program Area Advisory Committee's purpose is to focus on needs assessments specific to a program area. So an example would be an Ag and Natural Resource Educators Program Area Advisory Committee will focus efforts on identifying community needs and program needs related to ag and natural resources. This committee can support the work of extension within our communities through many ways. A few examples include promoting upcoming extension programs and advocating for extension with elected officials. The Program Area Advisory Committee also assists with identifying and electing new County Extension Board members. A great resource for extension boards and committees can be found on the Hub under the Learn tab. The manual is titled Working with Extension Boards and Committees, a Manual for Extension Educators. It is a great resource and has several helpful tips in the appendices section. This slide illustrates the development cycle of boards and committees, which can be followed as we build and develop our program area advisory committees as well as our extension boards. The first step of the committee board development cycle is identify. When focusing on this step, we look at characteristics of potential board members, but not specific names of potential board members. An example would be if the 4-H Expansion and Review Committee, which is the 4-H Youth Development's Program Area Advisory Committee, is missing a representative from the school corporation, and we would like to continue or create a partnership within the schools, we would need a representative from the school corporation who could help further our work in this area. We also want to keep in mind what the skills, knowledge, connections, and diversity of our program area advisory committee is, and if there are gaps, we could identify possible partnerships to fill those gaps on our program area advisory committee. There is a representation chart that can be found in the Working with Boards and Committees resource that I spoke about earlier that can be found on the Hub. The representation chart can be found in Working with Extension Boards and Committees resource. Educators and their committees can use charts to show any gaps that exist on the Program Area Advisory Committee or Extension Board membership. The next step in the cycle of board and committee development is the cultivate step, and it is about finding names of potential committee members. Ask current board or committee members, extension staff in your office, volunteers, and current clientele, as well as others for potential member names. Make sure to think about how to involve underrepresented and underserved groups in your county on the Program Area Advisory Committee. This list of potential county extension board and program area advisory committee areas of representation can be found in the Working with Extension Boards and Committees resource. The lists are grouped by program area. So for example, a potential area of representation for an HHS program area advisory committee might be members from health coalitions, public libraries, or medical professionals. After we have cultivated potential members, we can recruit members by connecting with potential members. The best way to recruit is to talk or meet with potential members individually. When securing new members for our county extension boards and program area advisory committees, share member roles and responsibilities, a sample of which can be found in the Working with Extension Boards and Committees publication. And make sure you take time to answer any questions the potential member has about the roles and responsibilities. If you have questions about working with advisory boards, please email Christy Whitaker or myself. We would like to compile a frequently asked questions resource to help educators as they are managing or developing program area advisory committees. Also, special thanks for Steve Yoder and his assistance with some of the content of the presentation, as well as the graphics.